It's a Small World by emphasis on ghostwriter. Read by that fanfic gremlin. Summary. Izuku was shaken from his reminiscences by his phone buzzing in his pocket. Alien Queen. I'm gonna buy you a beginner energy drink. Actually asleep. There's nothing wrong with my coffee. Purple. Oh, please do. Alien Queen. You don't have to wait for them to brew or cool off, and they have lids. You can just throw them in your bag and have them whenever. Actually asleep. Absolutely not. Actually asleep. Why do I even put up with any of you? Purple. I'm pretty sure his bloodstream is just coffee at this point. He'd probably immediately die if he drank anything else. Loud and proud. Because you love us. Actually asleep. That's a weird way to spell loathe. Loud and proud. ... Loud and proud. For that, I'm replacing your coffee with an energy drink in the morning. Actually asleep. I want a divorce. Had the thought, Vigilante Izuku adopted by Dadzawa, but they've been in a group chat for years and never realized it, and decided to write it despite not having written anything in like 5 years, so I'm a bit rusty. This fic is partially a chat fic, so here are the chat names and the people behind them. Keep in mind that this is an anonymous group chat, so nobody actually knows who each other are. Midoriya Izuku, Kitty Cat Claus. Shinso Itoshi, Purple. Monoma Nato, Copycat. Yamada Hazashi, Loud and Proud. Aizawa Shota, Actually Asleep. Tsukauchi Naomasa, Hatman. Ashido Mina, Alien Queen. Chapter 1. Where it began. Izuku didn't expect his day to go to hell in a handbasket at 4 p.m. The not quite vigilante that he was, he had learned to expect some level of hell in a handbasket could happen at any moment, but he still hadn't expected it to that degree while he was just out running errands. As it was, his arms were too full of groceries to be able to fight back against the sludge villain, and by the time he'd dropped them, the guy was already forcing his ransom slime down Izuku's nose and throat. He'd always thought that if a villain was going to take him out, it'd either be at an ungodly hour of the morning or on one of his patrols, not the middle of the day in broad daylight. His last thoughts before blacking out were of Eraserhead, the hero and would-be pseudo-father figure that he sometimes spent those patrols with, and just how worried the man would be when Izuku suddenly stopped showing up. Then, he awoke to All Might himself slapping him awake. Izuku might have had plenty of experience interacting with heroes between spending most nights needling Eraserhead, bonding with, as the man would have described it. The man had been trying to adopt him for a year, after all, and running circles around any other hero that had tried to take him in as a vigilante. But this was All Might. Izuku could be excused for a few moments of fanboying over the man who'd been an inspiration for him since he was 4. Ignoring the niggling thought in the back of his head about how All Might had signed his autograph before checking on the unconscious victim, Izuku let himself get swept up in the excitement of the moment. This was his chance to finally ask the one question he's always wanted to, needed to ask. He'd probably never get the chance again. He wasn't expecting to find himself alone on a roof of some random office building, reelings from the twin shocks of suddenly learning government secrets and hearing All Might crush his dreams with a single no. Izuku stared at the point that All Might had disappeared from with his soda bottle-bound villain before collapsing down onto the sun-warmed cement with a singular, humorless huff of a laugh. Be realistic, All Might had said. Izuku wondered if the man knew what that meant for the quirkless in this day and age. Realistic? Probably would have him taking the fast route off this roof. Honestly, at this point, it was barely realistic that Izuku was even still alive. Long story short, his sperm donor had left for America when he was diagnosed. And wasn't that a crock of bullshit, that he was diagnosed? Quirkless at the age of 4. And Inko had joined him 6 years later, leaving Izuku to fend for himself at the ripe old age of 10. It had been difficult and terrifying, but he'd made it work using his wits, analytical skills, and a strong, if hidden, quirkless community to support himself. Somehow, the next few years saw learning self-defense turn into accidentally saving a girl not much older than himself was, from being mugged into turning into the youngest vigilante, codenamed Ghost, Musatafu had ever seen. Except not really, because latent cat mutation, soft green furred ears nestling among his curls, extended canines, and claws replacing his fingernails. From his maternal grandfather aside, Izuku was still very much so quirkless, and very much fell into the vigilantum is unauthorized quirk use loophole. The mutation, for better or for worse, doesn't count, and most people these days had some form of latent mutation anyway. He also accidentally caught the eye of one perpetually exhausted underground hero who had taken one look at an unattended child in his sorry excuse for a vigilante getup, bleeding alone in an alleyway, and called dibs. It had taken years, but the man was finally making some progress on working his way through Izuku's trust issues, and the closer to the day lets him and his husband officially adopt the kid. All this to say, Izuku had long ago taken realistic into his own hands, and All Might could shove it where the sun don't shine. The young teen was shaken from his reminiscences by his phone buzzing in his pocket. Alien Queen. I'm gonna buy you a beginner energy drink. Actually asleep. There's nothing wrong with my coffee. Purple. Oh, please do. Alien Queen. You don't have to wait for them to brew or cool off, and they have lids. You can just throw them in your bag and have them whenever. Actually asleep. Absolutely not. Actually asleep. Why do I put up with any of you? Purple. I'm pretty sure his bloodstream is just coffee at this point. He'd probably immediately die if he drank anything else. Loud and proud. Because you love us! Actually asleep. That's a weird way to spell loathe. Loud and proud. ... Loud and proud. For that, I'm replacing your coffee with an energy drink in the morning. Actually asleep. I want a divorce. Hatman. Take your lover's quarrel somewhere else. Actually asleep. F you, Hatman. Actually asleep. Aren't you supposed to be work it anyways? Copycat. Question marks? WTF did I just walk into? Purple. At Copycat. Alien is trying to convince it's asleep to try energy drinks. Copycat. Wouldn't that just kill him? Purple. That's what I said! Alien Queen. That's what Purple said! Izuku snorted at the antics in one of his chat servers. This one wasn't actually one of the quirkless servers he was in, but one for a wider demographic of anyone local who faced discrimination of any part of their quirks, latent or otherwise. While there were a few in the group that also knew each other outside of the real world, Loud and Proud and Actually Asleep being married, and also knowing Hatman, as an example, everyone kept their real identities secret for safety. Not knowing who was behind being residents of Musatafu didn't change the fact that they were the closest thing to family Izuku had. Quickly typing out his response, he leapt into the conversation. Kitty cat claws. He wouldn't even have to drink it. Just existing within 5 feet of him would do enough. Purple. Claws! Copycat. Claws! Kitty cat claws. Purple! Copycat! Alien Queen. Kitty cat claws! Actually asleep. Kami. Now all 3 triplets are here. Actually asleep. Attacking me. Copycat. But of course. Purple. What else would we do? Kitty cat claws. I could feel the universe saying it was annoy sleep hours. Copycat. Alien Queen! Actually asleep. Sigh. Loud and Proud. Did you actually just type out sigh? Actually asleep. I'm being attacked. I'm gonna go take a nap before my shift starts. Actually asleep. Bye. Kitty cat claws. LMFAO. Copycat. Yeah, seems like something he'd do. Kitty cat claws. I gotta go too. See y'all later. Copycat. Bye, claws. Purple. Bye, claws. Alien Queen. Bye, claws. Loud and Proud. Bye, claws. Kitty cat claws. Bye. Izuku picked himself up off the roof and slid his phone back into his pocket with a grin. He did have a patrol to go grab his gear for and annoy Racer Dad after all. It wasn't until the next day that he remembered his groceries. Ending notes. In their private messages later that evening, Zashi made the names and Saw was too soft to stop him. Moonbeam. How come Claus got a goodbye, but I, your loving husband, didn't? Sunshine. Well, he didn't threaten to divorce me. Okay, so that was chapter 1. And this is my first ever podfic. So I'm really excited to see how it goes. And leave any comments, criticisms, anything like that, like tips and tricks, blah, 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 in the comments. And yeah. Oh, and also tell me, do you guys want me to read the ending notes or not? Like, I don't know what to do there. But yeah, bye!